Actually, this is not a any spiritual work, but it's a spiritual advice, counsel, and tip, which is very important, which everyone who wants success in spirituality must listen.
Hello guys, good morning and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to to be analyzing the fact and most of the common reason why all these spiritual things are not working for most of you, or even all the so-called spiritualists also get the same result if care is not taken. Because according to my own father, who you know who brought me into this line, before you go around to be learning the herbs, the spiritual work and all that, what you firstly need is the spiritual guys, like some some of the steps you take to get a good result. Even if you spend millions on a spiritual work, if you don't follow the guidelines, you will still be rotating on the same spot, going around to be complaining about the spiritual world. Although some fall into destiny, and I'm going to discuss briefly on that one as well. Firstly, let us go into the one which falls into destinies. The first one is, the fact is, not everyone needs the same work. How do I put that one? Like, let's just say your friend made it to some specific spiritual work and you feel you will also get the same result. That's not the fact. It's not possible you get the same result with the way with what someone has done, or maybe with what you did and you expect it to work for your friend. No, even a twin cannot get the same result. Mm. That's the fact. That's the basic fact. Because this destiny, you see, are very different, and everyone are destined to be, to get their things on their way differently. Not everyone will be, you know, will be lucky enough to have the same idea working for them. The first thing, the reason why I said the one of the issue that affects the spirituality is destiny, and it work in line with stars. It works in line with stars, and your destiny, all these things like that. What do I mean by this? If you are having some, you for those of you that understand what the basic fact or something about stars and all that, you will know that you know what I'm talking about. If you if you are if you are if you are having the if you are a Taurus, for example, we have different house of stars. We have Taurus, we have Sagittarius, all those stars, and it is very important to know your stars before you go into any spiritual work at all. That's one of the tips. You need to know which star are you using. How do they check this? By your birthday, your birth month, the birth year, and some birth mark traces. They check this by it, to know your star. So when you give it to some spiritualists, they will check it for you to know your star, because some people cannot use something, all this something you burn into particles. You take some items on fire, you put it in the local pot, you burn it. Some people, if they use it, instead of them to be getting a good result, it will be otherwise. So that's the first and the most important thing. Some people, they are not made to be using um, this soap. The soap is not meant for everyone. Some people, it is what they take in, what you eat most of the time. Apart from checking your style, you should also try to get, to take time to notice yourself. Like whenever you take any spiritual work, what are the results you are getting? Maybe when you use a soap, what are the results you get when you use a soap compared to when you use a powder, or what when you hit something. So you should just take time to analyze and scrutinize yourself very well. So you should just take time to scrutinize yourself very well to know what is the difference in your life, what is really in your spirituality. No star readers can tell you all this, because if your star is red, if they read your star very well, they will not be able to tell you everything, because all the human destinies are not all revealed in the stars. They are mysteries that God gives to you. It is until you start discovering yourself you know all this. Now, the one of the most important things is that when your star is red, you know basically what you need to be using in the spiritual work, what you should be taking. Now, if you know that, the next thing to do is to start taking, to start observing yourself while you are using the spiritual, because the stars cannot reveal it all. I'm telling you frankly, the stars cannot reveal it. No matter how the star readers, they will not be able to see the bottom of the destiny, the deep secret mysteries in your star. They will not see it, but they can only give you the tips, just some few points about yourself. It is until you start discovering yourself, you know a lot of things about yourself. Now, some, it's not about food or spiritual work you take. Some are basically on what you wear. Sometimes you should also get to notice yourself on a particular cloth you wear, particular things you put on your head, or some whatsoever. All these things cannot be read in a star, but also important in human life. That is one is A. Another thing that you can notice about yourself is the particular things you should be using, concerning the hairstyle and all that. For example, now some people, with the way their destiny is, they should not keep their hair, and we try to emulate what is going around. You see all these so-called boys of our generation, so-called girls of our generation, using all the so-called wigs or the dead people hair, to keep on themselves. You according to your destiny, you must not allow. Maybe the thing is fairies. There's some people that does not affect them. If you keep your hair so grown, it does not affect you. But most of the times, you should not keep your hair so grown to the extent that you will not be able to see the clear bottom of your head, your skin. You will not see it. Some people in their destiny, they should not do that. Why they do that, they have experienced retrogression, backset, a lot of problems. So try to get notice of yourself as well. No star readers will tell you this, but the way you try to notice yourself, I think you can get that. Another and the most important thing, I used to say this thing um, again and again. Reading style also is not so very important. I'm not saying this because I'm a native doctor or a babalawo, but because it is the religion. Sometimes this, as an African, we have been suffering a lot. We have this thing and we neglect it, we snub it, we snub our savior sometimes until things turn out to be something else. If, for example, I used to say to most of my people, the in Yoruba culture, for example, where I came from, the most important things we everyone must do, but because of religion, we have ignored the fact, is the Ifa initiation. Yes, not because I'm a priest, I'm an Ifa priest or anything, but because of what I've seen concerning spirituality. This is general knowledge. Everyone needs the initiation, to be initiated in Ifa, not to be a priest, not to be a consultant, not to be the one that will be giving solution to people, but because to know the hiding secret about yourself. To know the hiding secrets about yourself, you need the initiation. I'm saying this frankly because all these things I'm saying are from the Ifa initiation, so the some steps to be taken. Because everyone, the reason why for some people, you should go and read something about Orunmila. When you say Orunmila, sometimes you should try to know that Orunmila, when we are choosing our destiny in heaven, like everyone is picking their destiny blindly. We are not having the knowledge enough to choose that. Oh, I want long life. I want some people choose a lot of one destiny. It is until we get to life to discover the destiny we choose. But the wrong destiny can also be turned into good. Why or how? Let me tell you. Why we are choosing our destiny in heaven, there are some people there. There are some all these angels there, and according to Yoruba beliefs, we believe Orunmila and some Orisha were there, where most especially Orunmila was there when we were choosing our destiny. The only person that experienced human being choosing their destiny is this prophet. He was Orunmila. He was the one there where, you are there choosing blindly. Okay, I want to be rich when I get to life. I want to spend a lot. Some people choose a short lifespan. Some people choose, and every wrong choosing destiny have the way out. They have solutions. Like they have the things that can be done to correct the wrong destiny. Now, while you are choosing the wrong destiny, there's this person there, there's this angel there, experiencing the wrong destiny you are choosing, that will be able to correct it afterward. Let me tell you this fact you will not get anywhere. The Ifa initiation is not purposely done for you to be rich. All these so-called priest people, all these people going blindly to say, okay, maybe the initiation is done to just to make it or to be richer or to become flamboyant in life, to become a known person. It's all lie. It's all lie. If you do an imitation, if you are destined to be rich, you will be richer there. If you do an imitation, but the most and the most important thing with doing imitation is to know about yourself, because you don't get rich, you don't get what you want if you don't discover yourself first. So if you don't discover yourself and you're expecting yourself to be rich, you're expecting yourself to be a known person, you're expecting fame and all that, it will not come. I'm telling you, if you go to someone and say, okay, it's only by initiation that they get rich, it's a lie. It's a lie. There's a lot of people there that will do initiation and does not make them rich if they don't study themselves, or the initiation is done by a wrong priest. They don't get to read them very well. They don't get to tell them the hiding secrets about them, what they should do and what they should not do. So if my initiation, for example, is to know what you should do and what you should stay away from. So if you're expecting that you'll be like Dangote, you'll be like Bill Gates, you'll be like Jeff Bezos, through invitation, you are deceiving yourself. But you can be this if you are destined to be. But how do you get to know the secrets of your destiny? If one of it is to read your star or to do the initiation. That's my first point today, that in a spiritual world, to get to know yourself, and why most of these spiritual things, and some spiritual tips, some spiritual work are just there to help your destiny. There's no way it can change the destiny. Like maybe if you are destined to be poor, there's no way any spiritual work will even if there is one, you will not get to know it, or get to a place that knows it, because it is in your destiny already. But all this spiritual work helps destiny. You should note that as we choose a good destiny, also there are some terrestrial powers where we are coming down to heaven that changes all the good destiny. Like let's just assume you take all you choose in heaven was all good, because everyone chooses, most of people choose the right and the correct and bright and very beautiful destiny. But while coming down here on earth, most of the destiny were collected, they were taken, some were shambled, some were stolen. Some people that had destiny to be rich, the wealth has been taken for the wealth and everything have been taken from them while coming down here. Now, how do you get all this back? It's when you are trying, it's when you are doing spiritual work, it's when you not only spiritual work, when you pray at that, but the where we are, how we are deceived in Africa is we believe only in prayer. Like you go around to a pastor, to afar, all these so-called white men, we are being brainwashed. Yes, we are being brainwashed. They took our beautiful and precious culture, they took our precious power and gave us nothing. We believe only, you will see Africa going around to pray, and at the end of the day, nothing yield a good result. I'm not saying the prayer doesn't work. Prayer works, but what is the most important thing is, as an Africa, is to get your destiny out in time. To make it in time, you go into spiritual as well. You don't rely only on prayer. Prayer do works. I'm not disputing that fact. But prayer cannot solve all the humanity problem. Take note of that. Quote me anywhere. I'm still repeating it. Prayer as it is cannot solve every problem. So as an African, you will take religion, so high more than even the white that we say we that brought all these religions, all this Islam, all this Christianity and all that. They do have their spirituality. They can never tell you, or they will never refer to the word. So people seeing a channel like this, seeing a video like this, and as an African we just ignore it, because that person that ignores such video like this or a fact like this has been brainwashed, and it is in his destiny not to get the solution for himself. So he'll be going from churches to churches, from mosque to mosque. So I'm not saying going to spirituality will give you a solution, but I'm just saying, giving you one of the important tips. Please, if you are lucky enough to hear this or to see this clip, I want you to please share it to save others. Share it, you save it. So because you may not get a very important things like this again, or you may not be lucky enough to get the explanation like this. No one will ever tell you this, because if they tell you, how would you expect a pastor that is eating from your own ignorance to tell you the basic fact? How do you expect a priest that is eating from your ignorance, that is making it from your ignorance, to tell you the important fact? Is that is on stars, and it's because you don't get to read yourself. That's the first point. Because of your ignorance, because of what you take some time. So the first and the point I'm analyzing today is basically on the star, on initiation, on Ifa initiation, and also on how to come into limelight, to get out of ignorance. So that's the first thing you need to know if you still want the spiritual work to be working for you, or you want yourself to make it in time. And again, I also want to quickly add this fact, which is very crucial. Not everyone would do spiritual work before they make it in life. So we have our different destiny, different. So some people, what they just need is just appeasing their spiritual head. Apart from this physical world we are living, there's also spiritual world. Let me give you a very clear instance. If you are a slave in your spiritual world, you might be living in a mansion, but you still be having the feeling you are serving someone in your spirituality, because you are a slave in a spiritual world. Apart from this physical world that we live, there's some extensive world somewhere, and that is your Ori. That is where your Ori is. That's the most important piece it's very important for everyone to be appeasing. Another thing is, you need to be appeasing your spiritual head all the time. You should get to know people who knows about it, to get to peace. I'm not saying you should come to me for the appeasement, but I'm saying this not because I want client, I want people to be coming here, but because I want most of people out of this shackle. So now, if you appease your worry, it brings a lot from you from physical world. If your worry is kind of weak, it will be weaker in the spiritual world, and it will be harder for him to bring you a lot of things. In the spiritual world, it is full of competition. So if your own, there's no way you. So all this, even if you take any spiritual things, it goes into your worry. It helps. It boosts it empower your worry. It strengthen it to be more stronger, so it can fight a lot for you, to bring a lot for you. So the spiritual work, for example, goes, when you take any spiritual work, where it goes is into your spiritual world, into your worry in the spiritual world. It makes it more stronger to bring a lot of things for you. So if your worry or your spiritual head, what do I call that, is weaker, there's no way you get a good result in time, because it is weaker out there, and there's competition, people striving, a lot of worry out there in spiritual world, striving to bring goodness, and yours is weaker. You don't expect a good result. So another and the most important thing I'm analyzing today is basically, I've not gone into spirit, because my next analysis, my next video or audio, maybe either one you get, will be on things you do that affect spiritual work. But in this one, if you listen very well, you see that I'm talking about beyond spiritual work, what also might be affecting people's ways of life, affecting your good life, is what I'm talking about. I've not gone into analyzing how and we use spiritual work that may turn out not to be working, or may destroy the spiritual work. I'm coming to that one as well, but for this one, I'm talking about some mysteries of spiritualities that is beyond spiritual work itself, but can also help spiritual work if you maintain it very well. So you should try to share this, and I pray God bless you as you do.